All right, Tim here again, bringing you Z-Man Games Traders of Osaka. I just picked this up, have no clue what's in the box, have no clue what to expect. So we're going to crack it open and see what it comes with. Hope you guys enjoy this. So, right off the bat, got a beautiful box, bunch of nice artwork. It is a game for 2 to 4 players, lasts about 30 minutes. And this is the back of the box, for those of you interested in that. All right, now we're going to crack it open. And I don't know how you guys crack your games open, but much like CDs back in the 90s, I fight with it for about 20 minutes and then finally give up and get a pair of scissors. I might even use my teeth. Got it. All right. So, peel that plastic off. Toss the box around a bit. That's how you test the sturdiness of the box, Jared.
Yes.
Set the plastic over there to be left forever. And here we go. Maybe. Z-Man, their cardstock boxes, it's linen finish box. So already really nice quality. Always a pain in the ass to open. All right, so we got our rule book, which we will look at in a second. See if I can glean how to play this game pretty quickly. And then we've got
box too.
Fits
my box too.
Well, yeah, Z-Man's good on that. Punch tokens of 4 different colors with different symbols on them. Show you those in delicious 1080p. Here's the other. All right. And then we've got a little tiny game board. That's it. We've got some wooden tokens, some thin discs, some fat discs, and ships. Not necessarily of corresponding colors. Let's see. All right, so we've got a fat gray disc and a thin gray disc. Fat white, skinny white. Pink. And then brown. This is like a tannish color, in case the lighting is as atrocious as I feel it is. And then you've got green, blue, red, and yellow ships. Nice cut ship meeple. Kind of hard to screw that one up, but you'd be surprised. And then, finally, 2 stacks of cards. And the insert is pretty nice. Board game makers, I appreciate that you put the cigarette pack style rip open thing on the cards. Make it so you can actually rip it open for using that and not have to just peel from the top like I'm about to do. All right. Got a bunch of red cards signifying the number 2, 3, 5, and then the same in the yellow cards. And I would imagine that the other deck is green and blue, signifying the same number schemes.
It is surprisingly light.
Oh yeah, it's probably pine or something like that. I actually don't know what they make the wooden tokens out of. All right, so yep, same thing, green and then blue. So no variants in cards, not even in artwork, just the number in the top corner. Then we've got our punch tokens. So those are all the components of the games. Now let's look at the rules. So during the Edo period, Higaki Kaisan trading ships were used to transport materials on Edo, now Tokyo. They were used to transport materials to Edo, now Tokyo, the center of political power in Japan. Their fudasashi, the brokers, would await the shipment of various specialty goods from Osaka, the mercantile center of Japan. The players are proud traders responsible for the safe transport of the valuable goods that will let Japan prosper into the powerful nation it is today. Your ships will depart from Osaka and journey through dangerous waters on their way to Edo. If your ship is caught in the black tide, you stand to lose precious cargo. A clever trader will invest in insurance to mitigate the possibility of such losses. For each successful delivery to Edo, you will be paid kindly. Who among you will profit the most from this tireless work? So the components, you get one game board, 108 cards, 27 per color, in 2s, 3s, and 5s, 48 achievement tokens in various colors, 12 per color, 4 ships, 4 trader pieces, and 4 reservation pieces. You place the game board in the center of the table, shuffle all the cards and place them face down to make a draw pile, sort the achievement tokens by color and set them aside as stock. Place all 4 ships in Osaka on the board. Right. Hang on. All right, so you're going to place all 4 ships in Osaka. Draw 5 cards from the draw pile and place them face up in a straight line to the right of the market. Okay, so this is the market, and then this is the farm. You draw 3 cards from the draw pile and place them face up in a straight line to the right of the farm. Each player selects a color and takes the reservation and trader pieces of that color. Each player draws and reveals cards from the draw pile, 1 card at a time, until the sum of their cards' values is 8 or higher. So I would draw 4 red because I didn't shuffle right. That's a very similar rule to Alhambra. So for those of you that understand that, these cards make up your initial hand. After this, your hand must be hidden from other players. The player who drew the smallest total of cards is the start player. In case of a tie, the player with the fewest cards is the start player. If there is still a tie, decide randomly among the tied players. Z-Man can't be fucked with your bullshit. Beginning with the start player and going clockwise, each player takes 1 achievement token of their choice. Now the start player begins their turn. Turn sequence. During your turn, you may select one of 3 actions below. After executing the action, the next player in clockwise order takes their turn. You buy goods, take goods, or reserve a card. Spend coins from your hand to buy all goods, cards in the market, except other players' reserved cards. The sum of your cards must equal or exceed the value of all the goods in the market, not counting goods reserved by other players. Cards used for buying go to the discard pile face up. No change is made if you overplay. Pay. Place bought goods in front of you face up. Sort them by color for convenience. These goods are called your merchandise. You may have any number of merchandise. When goods are bought, corresponding ships must advance. So, advancing ships. When a player buys goods, the ships corresponding to each good's color must advance 1 or 2 steps. So you'll see the example below. I give an example of it. If only 1 good was bought for that color, the corresponding ship advances 1 step. If 2 or more goods were bought for that color, the corresponding ship advances 2 steps. So in that example, the yellow would go 2 steps. Whenever the ship reaches Edo, a payday for the corresponding goods occurs. And that will be coming up in a few pages. So your second action is to take coins, take 1 card from the market, except another player's reserve card, and add it to your hand. This card now represents coins that you may spend to buy goods. There is no limit to a player's hand size. And finally, you can reserve a card. If you have your reservation piece in front of you, You can put it in one. You can put it on one of card in the market or farm to reserve that card. You cannot reserve a card that is already reserved. You cannot reserve a card if you do not have your reservation piece. An example, you already reserved a card. If you buy your reserved good or take your reserved coin, take back your reservation piece. This is the only way you get it back. Reservation effects. Reserved cards can only be bought or taken by the player that reserved the card in question. A player cannot buy or take another player's reserved card. In the case of buying goods, you must buy all of the unreserved goods, as well as your reserved card. Other players' reserved cards remain in the market. In the case of taking coins, you must choose one unreserved card for your reserved card. So you can reserve a card and then take it as a coin. The market and farm must be refreshed whenever one of these two situations occur. A player buys goods from the market, or at the beginning of a player's turn, the market is either empty or contains only cards reserved by other players. To refresh the market and farm, first move all the cards in the farm to the market. Reservation pieces remain on the reserved cards. Next, you draw 2 cards from the draw pile and place them in the market. So the market really expands then. Then you draw 3 cards from the draw pile and place them in the farm. After refreshing, continue your turn. If the draw pile is exhausted, shuffle the discard pile to make a new face-down draw pile. So payday. Whenever a ship arrives in Edo, a payday occurs. All players must sell all their merchandise of the corresponding color to score victory points. If 2 or more ships arrived at Edo at the same time, a separate payday will occur for each of them. Each player's goods of the same kind of merchandise form a set. The price of the merchandise is the highest card value in the set. Multiply this price by the quantity of cards in the set. This total is then rounded up to the nearest 5 or 10 to determine the total value of your merchandise. For every 5 points, you take 1 card from the set as a victory point. The cards you take as victory points must be those of the lowest value in the corresponding set. Turn over these VPs, place them under your trader piece, discard the remaining goods in the set. At payday, all corresponding merchandise, insured or not, of all players must be sold. So if you're building up for like a red, an epic red time, and somebody makes the red ship go to the end, it immediately pays out and you're done. During a payday, your achievement tokens of the same type as the sold set increase the set's value. Simply add the number of achievement tokens of that color you have to the value of the highest card you are selling. As a result of this bonus, it is possible that the number of cards in your set is insufficient to track your VP. In this case, take cards from the draw pile to make up for the deficiency. Achievement tokens are never lost or spent. Okay, I get that. It's interesting. After scoring for each payday that scored you VPs, get 1 achievement token of that corresponding color. If a shortage of achievement tokens occurs, use some other substitute. During a payday, any ships on an Enchunada space, waves, so these spaces, are sunk by the raging waves of the Kuroshio current. You must discard all merchandise of the same color that are not insured as the sunk ships. You may use cards with insurance icons, which are these guys. I'll show you. It's a little dude kind of bowing his head in the corner. Hard to get it in focus. There we go. So those are the insurance symbols. You may use cards with insurance icons to insure goods of the same color as the card to protect them from sinking. Starting with the active player, the player who moved the ships to Edo, and proceeding clockwise, each player may insure as many goods as he or she is able. To insure a good, a player must discard a card with 1 or more insurance icons. For each insurance icon depicted on a discarded card, a player may insure 1 good of the same color as the discarded card. To mark that a good has been insured, I'll show you the example. Rotate it 90 degrees. This good cannot never be lost to sinking. During payday, insured goods are sold as normal. And then you can return ships at Ito go back to Osaka. Sunk ships go back to Anori, the space with an anchor icon. So Anori is here. The end of the game. After step 2 of a payday, acquire achievement tokens. The game ends immediately if at least one player has 8 or more achievement tokens. The player who has the most VPs under their trader piece wins. Remaining merchandise and cards in hand have no value. In case of a tie, the player with the greatest number of achievement tokens wins. If there is still a tie, all tied players win. So yeah, seems like an easy enough game. Kind of a combination set builder, resource management, risk management. I don't know. Do you think you'd like this one if you played it, Jarrett?
Yeah, once we get through it, right now it seems like a bunch of
rules.
Yeah, but once you start to get into it, it seems like games become more fun once you actually start to play them and understand them because you're actually playing them.
Yep. So you would have your deck. Each player gets a specific colored token set. So the ships aren't actually yours. They're the goods represented through here. And then you would just draw your cards and lay them out into the market and the farm. And as you go, you build more and more goods and then get more and more points as you go. More ships get to Ito. I think this would be interesting. I'm excited to play it. It looks fun. So look forward to our audio review and then probably a video episode of us playing it. But this was the unboxing of Traders of Osaka. I want to thank you all for watching and look forward to more videos on Smith TV. Thanks again.